I'm going to put you to work right away today. Grab that pen and paper and make a schedule like this. Now, beside each time period, I want you to write down one activity you usually do. You're going to use this to practice what you learn after the lesson. Take a look at my list if you need some ideas. Hey there, it's Lindsay from Bite Size English, your daily bite of English. Today, we're going to learn the basics of the present simple tense. We will cover affirmative and negative statements and yes/no questions in the simple present. Stay up to date with our website, bitesizeenglish.com, for activities and content related to our lesson. Let's learn. Do you know how we form a simple sentence in English? The simplest sentence has a subject and a verb, like this: I teach. But we usually do add more information to our sentences. So they also have complements. So let's add something. I teach English. Now you know the structure to form the simple present. Subject plus base verb. It's that easy. Something important you have to know with this tense is the verb form changes in the third person. The subject-verb agreement rule says you must add an S to simple present verbs when the subject is in third person, like this. Now let's move on to forming negative statements. This is different for a couple reasons. Have a look. I do not teach Spanish. You're correct in noticing that the present verb is the same, but yes, there's another verb plus not which forms the negative. This other verb is called an auxiliary. The common auxiliary verbs used in this tense are do and be. Which of these do you think is correct? Pause it and take a good look. If you guessed, Martin does not read, awesome! The auxiliary verb must agree with the third person subject. You add the S to the auxiliary. Try and change the first set of examples into negative statements. I'll give you a minute. Did you remember to add the S? Most of the time, you can contract these auxiliary verbs with not. Do not becomes don't. Is not becomes isn't. And does not becomes doesn't. Now on to yes/no questions. How do we form questions in English? You got it. Remember to use question word order. And what is that? When forming questions, the verb comes before the subject. We will use my first two examples and make them questions. Is Lindsay an English teacher? Does Lindsay teach English? I want you to notice a few things here. First, I hope you remembered the subject-verb agreement. Did you notice one has two verbs and the other only one? Why? You got it. Be is used as an auxiliary verb or a main verb. But if your main verb is not an auxiliary, you need to add one, just like in the second example. Finally, in English, we use the question mark at the end of the sentence. Why are these called yes/no questions? Because when you ask these questions and someone responds, they will answer with yes or no. Does Dora write awesome episodes? Yes. Do you like BSC episodes on YouTube? Yes! Is Toronto hot right now?
No!
That's all for this episode. Now you know the basics of the simple present, but you're not done yet. Go back to your schedule from the beginning of the episode. Now that you learn the grammar, for each activity you wrote down, form an affirmative, a negative, and a yes/no question using simple present. Write one sentence in the comments of this video to show us that you got it. Do you subscribe to our channel? Please do, so you can be informed as soon as new episodes come out. We also have the social media works, so follow along on Facebook, Insta, and LinkedIn. Our website has info on classes too, so be sure to check that out. Have a great week. See you here next time on BSE.